No, 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 I can't with that at all. Can't with that at all. I work hard every day. I work hard every day. Yeah, today is my day. It's my day. And no matter what they say, it's my day. La 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 la. Yeah. Oh, I'm
All right, back in Chowan. Hopefully, we've got our audio squared away. Evan Carmen, SID here, doing his magic on the transition board here for us to get us back on the air. We apologize. We had a bad connection in his first half. Of course, it's not the best of days weather-wise here in northeastern North Carolina. So we're trying to defend off not only the Benedict College Tigers, but Tropical Storm Ophelia here as well. But nonetheless, we're at halftime. Chowan trailing here 28-3. Benedict is taking care of a couple of Chowan miscues. They blocked a punt. It set them up for an easy 4-yard drive in just 3 plays before Scotland took it in from 1 yard out. Also, they came back and took care of got the ball back on an interception by Giovanni. we're familiar with UNC Pembroke being one of our fellow members in the conference. Carolinas, of course, they play in the Mountain East Conference for football, much like what Chowan did the last couple of years, playing in the CIAA as a football member, in the GSC this year as a football member. As we'll take another break here at Chowan, take about a 2-minute break, come back and give you the individual numbers from the first half between Benedict and Chowan. The Hawks trail here at the break 28-7. You're listening and watching on FlowSports.com.
Testing 1, 2.
Now, both teams have made their way back on the field as we continue to juggle with our audio here. We apologize for not being unable to get that going here this afternoon, but nonetheless, you've been able to see our video and shown Benedict with a 28-3 lead in the first half, and Benedict was really good, especially in that second quarter as they erupted for all 28 of their points. Well, I'm sorry, they got 6 of those points late in that first quarter, but they really owned it here in the second quarter. But Chowan defense has just had their backs to the wall, been on the field a lot here. First half, and only given up 182 yards in this first half. This is an offense of Benedict that averages 451 yards a game, which is the best in the SIAC. Division II conference. It's basically kind of located in southeastern United States. They do reach out to Ohio for one team, and that is Central State, and of course Kentucky State, which is located at Frankfort, Kentucky, but everybody else primarily in the South here in this conference. Lead us in the first half, Jalen Taylor, the leading rusher for Benedict, 6 carries, 45 yards. DeAndre Duhart, 29 yards on 7 carries. And Zaire Scotland, 3 carries for 4 yards. Caden High had 1 carry on the jet sweep for 6 yards. Duhart and Scotland have the 3 rushing touchdowns today for Benedict. Quarterback Aeneas Dennis continues to keep a clean slate as far as interceptions concerned. And his completion rate continues to stay high. He's 9 of 13 for 92 yards and a touchdown in that first half. As the receiving, Jalen Jones had 4 catches, Caden High 2, Jalen Taylor 1, and DeAndre Duhart 1. For Chowan, the leader rushing the ball was Jakari Norwood with 24 yards on 14 carries. McKee Rashad 3 of 7 in the first half, 1 interception for 57 yards. Norwood, Tosta, and Kalani Washington had 1 catch each for Chowan. So we get ready to start this second half here. As the kickoff coming from the guy who was busy in that second quarter, and that's Lucas Wynn, the kicker here for the freshman kicker for Benedict. He's going to tee it up and kick it this time. This is a low sailing kick. One of the Chowan up backs is going to field it and drop to his knees right at the 30-yard line. The guy who makes the grab here is going to be Javian Gooch. And so Chowan's first opportunity in the second half will come from their own 30-yard line. Here on this dreary afternoon, it's got a little bit of a fog kind of rolling in, looks like. Sure, it's probably most of it's coming from this mist that we've had. Haven't had really a driving rain here this afternoon in this ball game. Most of that came late yesterday and early this morning. Late morning, boy, it was really coming down here in the northeast of North Carolina. So here's Chowan, 1st and 10 to their own 30. And McKee is going to fake it inside. Rolls, trying to go deep, trying to get it on the far sideline to Wilson. He just threw it out of a correction. That's Moore. Just over the hands of Moore. Correction, Tyree Holloway. I'll get it right here momentarily. 3rd time's the charm. Tyree Holloway had got a step on the corner on the far side, but McKee just overthrew him a little bit. Like the play call there by a Chowan coaching staff, trying to go big to start here in the second half. Chowan with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Key waiting on the snap from the pistol situation. He's going to give it to Jakari Norwood. Norwood's got the corner turn, makes his way out near the 35. He's going to be submarined by Diego Addison, the corner on the far side, another Columbia, South Carolina product. Played at AC Flora High School down in Columbia. A gain of 4 in the play to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Hawks from that spot, trying to get their first down of this second half. They have 6 on the day. And Chowan really has had their problems in 3rd down efficiency, only 1 of 6 on the afternoon. And they look at it here on 3rd and 6 that they're on 34. Key looking over the defense. And he'll drop straight back. And now he's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Gets away from one defender. Still on his feet. Trying to get to the 40-yard line for the first down. We'll see on the spot. And he's got enough for the first down, I believe. Nice job. And McKee slipped away from the defensive end on the near side. That was Marcellus Livingstone, who had his hands on him. But he couldn't hold him. McKee gets enough for the first down out to the 41-yard line. Here comes a late flag. I'm not sure what that was about. This is a substitute penalty here coming against Chowan. I don't know if somebody said something or what. One of the officials threw the flag. Both teams are headed back to the huddle, well away from the play that occurred out of bounds here. There was no pushing, no shoving, no mapping going on. I'm not sure what might have happened here. The officials are still conferring down below us here. Flags laying at the Chowan 48-yard line. Has it been it's been a pretty clean game. Looks like it's going against Benedict. Not sure what this is about. We'll wait for our head official. The GSC crew today led by David White. That field judge Todd Garrison is the guy who threw the flag. Officials going to come over and talk from the other side. They want to know what's going on at the Benedict sidelines. Ball's already been moved to the Benedict 45-yard line, or 44-yard line, which y'all have 1st and 10. Unsportsmanlike conduct is called here on Benedict, and he has been ejected. Not sure what that was about. And the ejection is going to be Amari Pettis, the junior from out of Pavo, Georgia. He has been ejected, but did not see what happened during that time. It came real late after everybody was headed back to the huddles here. So Chowan's got a fresh set of downs following the personal foul out of the Benedict side of the 50 at the 44-yard line. McKee has gone all the way at quarterback and still works in that pistol position. He's going to look to pass and get sacked back at the 49-yard line. Bull rush coming off the left end by Lobert Danellis, and he just could not be slowed down that time, and he's going to get McKee and drop him back at the 50-yard line. And that's the second sack of the day for the All-American defensive end from out of Naples, Florida, transfer from Southeastern University. One of the top defenders in the entire country on the Division II level. Losses all the way back to a 50, loss of 6 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Hawks, who work toward the east goal here at Garrison Stadium. Familiar with the layout of this old stadium. Here's Norwood trying to reverse field. It's going to go all the way back to the 44-yard line before it's going to be covered up and dropped. Guy who made the play initially was C.J. Swan, the outside linebacker from Benedict, who forced Norwood to kind of reverse field, and then the pursuit of the Benedict defense drops him back at the 44-yard line. So after getting the ball to the 46, Chowan has lost 12 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 22 now from their own 44-yard line. Line to make for the first down is the Benedict 34-yard line. Chowan sets up their own 44. Trip receivers to the left, one to the right. It's going to be Toaster, the freshman. We haven't seen a lot of blitzing today from Benedict because their front four is so good, and they get to McKee again. And it's going to be Danellis again on the as he and Broughton, along with as he and Broughton kind of converged on McKee back at the 35-yard line. So Chowan goes in the opposite direction with 3 straight losses from the 46 of Benedict all the way back to their own 36. And here's Patrick Tolbert to kick it away. Or Talbert, that is, to kick it away. Good snap but to Talbot. And here's the kick going away. And Good roll. To hit about the 32-yard line. Is going to roll dead at the 21. Guy who was back deep was Jordan Black, the backup wide receiver out of Monroe, North Carolina. Transferred from St. Aug, but he didn't get a chance to get his hands on it. That ball kind of went in over in, then kind of slid to a halt in that mud on the far sidelines at the 21-yard line. So Benedict will get their offense on the field for the first time here in the second half. The Tigers lead here at Chowan 28-7, 28-3 with 11:27 showing on our third quarter clock. That's located on the east end of Garrison Stadium. Long-time home of Chowan football. Located right in the middle of campus. First and 10 from the 21 works Dennis and company. And he'll give it to the right side to Duhart. Duhart trying to get out of his own backfield. Was able to get around a couple of defenders and make his way up near the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by Chowan on that. It was Kamari Matthews who stepped across and forced him to go wide. They lost a yard back to the 20. Good job by the left side of that Chowan defense. Also in on the play for Chowan was Nick Wilson, the corner on the far side. 2nd and 12 now for the Tigers. Dennis, 3 receivers to the right. No, he'll roll to his right. Has a man wide open. A little hitch and go to far side and headed to the house for the touchdown. It's going to be Jalen Jones for the 80-yard touchdown. Little hitch and go that time, and Chowan's defense got caught out of shape and hold everything. This may be coming back as a flag at the line of scrimmage, and it's laying right at the down mark on the far side. This may be coming back. Illegal receiver downfield is what it's going to be called. So the 80-yard touchdown is going to come back. That's a good break for Chowan. It was thrown directly at the line of scrimmage. It's maybe a yard in front of the yardage mark, and the guy who threw it, the official who threw it, had a little chat with Chennis Berry, the head coach. Coach Berry seems to be okay with it. And Chowan, instead of being down 34-3, will get the defense back on the field and try to defend. As they're now at 28-3. It's that 80-yard connection between Jones and Dennis is all for naught here. Find the illegal receiver downfield. So they're going to be 2nd and 15 now for the Tigers from their own 15-yard line. Great design of the play. Just too many men in the down the field. Trip receivers now to the left. Dennis will go back to the right. Little swing pass to Duhart out of the backfield. Slips one tackler and gets away and makes his way up to about the 18-yard line. Good job coming across was Nick Wilson to kind of force Duhart to change his route, and he ran into the pursuit. Kamari Matthews again on the stop. Also lending a hand on the Hawks was Devontae Ridley. It's going to be 3rd and 18 now with the ball placed back at the 13-yard line. Loss of a couple on the play. Line to make for the first down is the 32-yard line. And movement up front, Chowan's going to be off sides. And here's a free play coming, and it's going to be intercepted. But it's going to Kamari carry with the interception, but he's going to take it all the way inside the 10-yard line, but it's coming back on the offsides against Chowan. So both teams going to be denied a big play here. And for Dennis, his interception streak still stays at 0 due to the penalty. He had not thrown a interception in his 14 attempts today and his previous 92 on the year. So it's offside against Chowan, and the guilty party was Trayvon Mitchell, who was trying to get an early start from his defensive tackle spot. So Kamari Carey, who was one of the leaders in the secondary for Chowan last year, second team All-CIAA selection, a transfer from Eastern Kentucky, and denied the pick as well, his first of the year. So it's 3rd and 13 with the ball placed at the 18-yard line, or 19-yard line for Benedict, their own 19, with 9.5 minutes to go in the third period. Here's Dennis going to be flushed out of the pocket. Steps away from the tackle and just heaves it out of bounds. Good penetration by Chowan. That was Trayvon Mitchell, who was really harassing Dennis and forced him to throw it away. And Chowan defense comes up big here after getting a little reprieve after giving up the 80-yard touchdown. And penalty wiped away the touchdown. And then Chowan lost an interception by a penalty, but they forced Benedict to punt it away. And here's Charlie Cooper on to kick it away. He's punted only once today for a 25-yard average. Chowan should get pretty good field position if they field it here. Back at midfield, it's going to be Demetrius Moore, young-time Virginia product, a redshirt senior. Waiting on Cooper's kick, and pretty good kick this time. It's going to head towards the right side and go out of bounds at around the Chowan 39-yard line. Cooper just trying to keep it away that time from Mitchell. Tough day to return kicks and tough day to defend them too with this muddy track that we have down below us here. 9:16 to go in the third. Still the same score we had at halftime. Benedict up 28-3 here at Chowan. Chowan will get Valdosta State in the building next week. Valdosta State, a nationally known program as far as Division II is concerned. Have several national championships under their belt, but not quite the same Valdosta team we saw last year. They on a new coaching staff from last year and transfer from new coaching staff to the new coaching staff, from the old to the new. This looks like it's firmly in place as Valdosta's off to a 3-0 start starting today's play. They were hosting North Greenville tonight. You can watch that game on Flow Sports if you have a subscription. As McKee's pass near side, catch is made by Kalani Washington, and Kalani is going to go down in a heap of white jerseys, led by C.J. Swan and also Kilpatrick, J-Ron Kilpatrick. Gain of 5 up to the 44. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Chowan from that spot. Only points today for Hawks have come from the toe. Of the Chowan place kicker, and here's a give to Norwood. Norwood's up close to a first down. Going to depend on the spot. Let's see. They're going to mark it back at the 48, about a yard shy here. Jose Kalunga was the guy I was trying to think about. Place kicker for Chowan has a 27-yard field goal he's credited today. Chowan's first field goal of the year. 28, they say officially. So here's 3rd and 1 for the Hawks from their own 48-yard line, trying to keep this series going. And this is Norwood trying to do it, and he's going to get the first down. And Moore's got a face mask coming against the potential tackler here for Benedict. That guy was Jalen Broughton, and Broughton's really upset with himself. You can see it from here. As you can see, Norwood's head kind of jerk away. He had the first down to the 48. We'll add 15 to it. Last time Chowan got a 15-yard penalty here deep in territory. They went backwards. So let's see if they can keep this drive going that started back on their own 39-yard line. So Chowan will set up shop now at the 33-yard line of the Tigers. Hawks looking to get some points on the board here. They trail 28-3 in midway in this 3rd quarter. Under the lights here at Chowan. At least we don't have the heavy driving rain that we had earlier. And Norwood's been the workhorse today for Chowan. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Broughton again on the stop. They need to handle the play when Marcellus Livingstone, the grad student, he's a transfer from Erskine. Probably has played here before because Chowan played Erskine a couple of years ago, so he may have been in uniform when Erskine played here. Of course, Chowan and Erskine will get back at it, and 2 teams getting Conference Carolina football play in 2 years. That should be fun. Let's see Pembroke, North Greenville, Chowan, Shorter, who's coming into the league. Here's a bubble screen outside to Kalani Washington, and Washington maybe a couple yards, and that's about it before he's tossed to the ground. And boy, the guy who had his hands on Washington will not let him go, and that guy was C.J. Swan, the redshirt junior out of Marietta, Georgia. Another transfer from Tennessee Martin. Like most schools in Division II, a lot of transfers here from Benedict. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Hawks now as the ball's placed at the 31 of Benedict. Yeah, I think Chowan probably in 2-down territory here on 3rd and 7. With 6.5 to go in the 3rd and down 28-3. McKee's going to call his own number, gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage. And guess who's got it? It was Jalen Broughton again, the left side defensive end. And McKee might be hurt. He's a little slow to get up, and now the teammate's going to help him up here. Training staff going to come out and evaluate. Looks like Rashad's going to be all right. Yeah, he's going to come off. He's okay. But Broughton's going to sack him. So let's see what Chowan does here. It's going to be 3rd and 9. The ball's placed back at the 34, but McKee's got to come out unless Chowan uses a timeout here. Because Paul Johnson is talking to his senior quarterback to see whether he uses it or not. And they'll use the timeout to keep McKee in the game. We'll take a 60-second break and come back and see what Chowan does on 4th and 10 here from the Benedict 34. Chowan trails 28-3 with 6:18 to go in at 3rd. You're all right. We're all right. Well, it looked like Chowan was saving, took the timeout to keep McGee in the game, who was injured on the play. But nonetheless, here's Joseph Manley, the freshman quarterback out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, in for the first time. 6'1", 200-pounder. Tough spot for the freshman here. And he's going to roll to his right, looking to pass. Steps away from the tackler. Now looks to throw it over the near side to Toaster, and he just threw it over his head and out of bounds. So Chowan can't take advantage of the good field position down in Benedict territory, and they'll turn the ball over with 6:10 to go in the 3rd, down 28-3. Let's hope Rashawn McKee's going to be all right here. Looking on the sideline to see if I see him, but I don't see the training staff working on him anywhere here. So Benedict with a 25-point advantage, looking to get to 4-0, has the ball on their own 33-yard line as they switch balls out. The ball boys have done a terrific job here today, keeping fresh balls in the game. They have the biggest job probably than anybody here today, trying to keep the balls clean and in place for the players to handle it. We haven't seen too much fumbling and too much miscues with the football today from either team due to the sloppy conditions. There's a man in motion from right on the left. That's going to be the tight end, Rashad McCain. And they'll hand it away, and on the carry and working his way through traffic, still on his feet, is a guy we haven't seen today, Israel Rhodes, the 5'8" sophomore out of Greer, South Carolina. Rhodes is the second leading rusher on this team with 88 yards. First time we've seen him today. Quickly, Benedict back to the line of scrimmage. After an 8-yard run, here's a pass near side. Catch is going to be made up at the 45 and a big hit at the 47 for Chowan on Jabari Tucker. Tucker had the grab, the junior from out of Atlanta, Georgia, enough for the first down. Coming up making the play for Chowan from the secondary was Kwan Mickens, the redshirt sophomore out of Florida. But enough for the first down out of the 47 for the SIAC reigning champions, the Tigers of Benedict College. Once again, they'll flop the tight end from the right to the left. Dennis going to roll to his left. They're going to heave it near side, and the catch is going to be made by High. Did he get a foot down? The official said he did, right around the 32-yard line. Great catch by Caden High. Young man that's just 5'10" and a freshman. 160, and boy, is he a bit of fine for Coach Perry and his program. First down at the Chowan 32-yard line. Here comes Benedict again. Dennis across the middle again. High's got the grab, and he spun down shy of the first down inside the 25 near the 24-yard line. Making the stop for Chowan was Evan McGee. Also in the vicinity was Ridley for Chowan. Gain is of 8 to the 24 to bring up 2nd and 2 for Benedict, who moves quickly offensively. When they've sped up the pace here, they've given Chowan's defense some trouble. 4:21 in counting to go in his third. Benedict trying to add to a 28-3 lead. Dennis play fake. Looking. Now rolls out of the pocket, dumps it all. We got a flag coming. Making the grab is going to be Rhodes on the play. And we got a flag. Might be holding. It will be holding against Benedict. Rhodes had the nice catch and out of the backfield because Dennis was looking to unload it. Chowan secondary had his receivers covered, but he dumped it off to Rhodes. And that'll move it back to the 34-yard line. Well, it'll be 2nd and 12 for the Tigers. Moving to the west goal. Still a breeze coming out of the east towards the west goal. You can see the American flag in front of the pond center with a pretty good flow to it from the breeze coming out from the east. 4 receiver set for Dennis with Rose in the backfield with him. Dennis a quick drop, rolls to his right, looks, and trying to get it to the defender and nearly intercepted by Kamari Carey. He dropped it as Dennis took a big lick just as he let it go. And Dennis a little slow to get up himself. But Kamari Carey almost had another interception but couldn't hold it. So they were trying to get it on the far side to Jalen Jones was Dennis. I think Dennis is going to be okay. Oh, they're going to put a new quarterback in. Yeah, they're going to bring in a new quarterback. That's going to be Xavier Foster. Chowan had a big lick on Dennis just as he let it go. And the guy who made the big hit was Quentin Perry. And Benedict's going to call a timeout here. So we'll take a 1-minute break here from Chowan with 3:36 to go in the third period. Chowan down 28-3. Back here at Chowan with 3:36 to go. As we see Xavier Foster for the first time in at quarterback as Dennis was shaken up on that last play after getting sacked by Quentin Perry. Foster on the year, throwing the football is 4 of 7. Left-handed quarterback loses the football, and Chowan has it. Trying to pick it up, and it's still loose, and finally picking it up for Chowan's going to be Kwan Mickens, and he's going to be down. Ball was knocked out of the hands of the quarterback Foster, and I think it might have been Quentin Perry. He was able to do it. It was either him or Trevon Mitchell, one or the other. Chowan forces a turnover on the Mickens fumble recovery, and they'll get the football back near midfield. Good job defensively. Chowan was able to get a good rush that time on the reserve quarterback, and good news for Chowan. Rashawn McKee back in the lineup after getting shaken up on that last series. Tell you what, those numbers are getting hard to see on both sides of the ledger here. Chowan's blue uniforms, blue jerseys, and the white jerseys for Benedict, 1st and 10 from the 50, and Chowan's got a false start coming. Right tackle for Chowan moved, and unfortunately, that's the only time you get your name called, and that was Stephen Greaves, the graduate offensive lineman from Lauderhill, Florida. Played early at Savannah State. So he's probably not his first time seeing Benedict. They'll move it back to the 45. Will it be 1st and 15 for the Hawks? Chowan now penalized 6 times for 49 yards. Benedict's been penalized 9 times for 90 yards. And here's the give to Norwood, and coming across is Danellis. Lubert Danellis almost took the handoff himself and from McKee instead of Norwood. And Norwood is dropped all the way back at the 40-yard line. So Chowan going in the wrong direction here. He'll be 2nd and 19 from that spot. Well, they'll call it the 41, I guess. McKee looking to pass. They dumped a little bubble screen near side to Kalani Washington. And Washington is going to have maybe a couple yards before C.J. Swan makes the stop on Kalani Washington. Also lending a hand on the play was John Hannibal. We call Hannibal's name a lot in that first half. So here's a 3rd down opportunity for Chowan again, who's had their troubles on 3rd down today. They're 3rd of 10. 3 of 10, I'm sorry, 3 of 10. And too many downs called today on 3rd down. Washington, Moore, and Holloway go to the left for Chowan. Toaster through the near side on the short side of the field. As Norwood and McKee make up the Chowan backfield. 4-man rush. McKee's going to pull it down and try to run with it. He's going to be sacked and dropped again. And the man who gets to him this time is going to be Aaron Miller, the defensive end on the far side. Well, McKee took a lot of sacks today. That is his 5th sack on the day. And like I said, this is the best defensive front in the SIAC, one of the best in the Division II level. They came in today with 14 sacks. They recorded 5 more today. Here's Patrick Talbot to kick it away with 90 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. So he's standing back around his own 20. Back to return it, if he gets an opportunity, is Jordan Black, back at wide receiver. Snap, kick away from Talbot, good spiraling kick. And young man's going to get hit before he can catch the punt, as Black got flattened here by Chowan's Ryan Teeter, the redshirt freshman from Charlotte. Got there a little too quick and knocked Black to the turf, and 15-yard penalty coming against the specialty teams for Chowan. Chowan gets Valdosta State in the house next week, 2nd of 3 straight home games. And the following week, I think it's West Alabama that comes to town, which will be homecoming here at Chowan. That's exactly what, no, it's going to be North Greenville. I'm sorry, will be coming to town. So Chowan's going to give back 15 yards of that good punt by Talbot after Jordan Black was flattened trying to make the fair catch down around his own 30-yard line. Yeah, this ball's going to be spotted on the 48-yard line. So Benedict's got good field position. They haven't done much with it this second half. They have it in their own 48. And Foster's still in at quarterback. He puts a man in motion from out on the right. I'm hoping Dennis is not banged up enough where he's going to miss a lot of time here. And here's the give in the backfield, and nowhere to go in the backfield for Israel Rhodes. The guy who was there all over him from the get-go was Jay Sean Austin, the redshirt freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia. He's going to drop him all the way back at the 35-yard line. It's a loss of 13 on the play. So to bring up 2nd and 13 from that spot. We played a final 44 seconds of this quarter. Still the same score we had at halftime, 28-3. Benedict in front. They kept Chowan out of the end zone with the exception of the 28-yard field goal. Foster again waiting on the snap. First, looking for his first completion. Is going to roll out to the near side. It's going to go out of bounds right in front of the Chowan bench, as he's going to be knocked on to the deck by Dwayne Smith, the leading tackler for Chowan, has 20 tackles on the year starting today's play. As Foster is able to get back a little bit of that yardage, the ball is being placed at the 39. So he got back about 4 yards after that run by Rhodes, lost 13 yards. Here's Foster stepping up, trying to throw it again, and lost it out of his hand. And the ball's still loose, and finally going to be picked up and by one of the running backs here from Benedict, and he's going to get it out to the 46-yard line. Look at that ball just slipped out of Foster's hand that time. And we were talking earlier about we hadn't seen much trouble with the guys handling the football here because the ball boys have done a pretty good job, but then we've seen Foster have trouble with it a couple of times. And that's going to bring the punting unit on for Benedict, I guess. But that's going to be in the third quarter. We got 15 minutes left to go here in the barrel. Chowan trails 28-3. It'll be Benedict football after this timeout. You're listening to it and watching on Flow Sports.
Food stores located throughout Eastern North Carolina and Southside Virginia. Duck-Through offers Shell gasoline at most of their locations, as well as great food like pizza, subs, chicken, and more. To find a Duck-Through location near you, log on to duckthrough.com. Thank you to Journey Oil and Duck-Through for your support of Chowan Athletics.
They still might have put another play in the third quarter. Maybe they won't. Well, we find out there was a penalty in the play against Chowan after all that mad scrum for the fumble out of the hand of Foster, the quarterback, and looks like Benedict's going to get another chance at it on third down as we get ready to start his fourth quarter here from Murfreesboro. From their own 44, Benedict up in front, 28-3, trying to get to 4-0 in the league and trying to win for the 15th time in the last 16 games. They were 11-1 a year ago, lost their final game of the year in the Division II playoffs in the first round to a good Wingate team out of the SAC. The only game in progress today is, well, we got a couple that just started here in the league play. But the only game that's in the fourth quarter in the Gulf South Conference today is this one right here. As we get ready to start the final 15 minutes of this one. Foster still in at quarterback with the ball placed at the 44 of Benedict on 3rd and 14. Let's see what Coach Perry and his staff has dialed up here. Here's Foster dropping back, and it's going to be forced out of the pocket. Still looking, going to pull it down the runway. Got some running room, and finally the flag comes out back near the 40, and Foster's near that first down marker. You can see why that 5'11 junior's in at quarterback. He has got some wheels. And holding come against Benedict. Came behind the plate. The flag is lying at about the 41-yard line. Boy, Benedict had some problems with the flags today. They came in doing a pretty good job on the 8 penalties in the first per game in the first 3 games of the year for an average of 65 yards a game. But today they're up over 100 yards now in penalties. That's a 10th penalty of the day, which will push them over 100 yards. 201 yards of total offense with Benedict, 72 for Chowan. Lane College had only 109 yards of total offense last week against this Benedict defense, which is really, really good. So it's going to be third and a long way. It's 3rd and 24. Foster looking to pass. Steps up in the pocket and will run with it this time, and Chowan's going to get him out near the 47-yard line. And chasing him down from behind is going to be Dwayne Smith. He also got some help from Evan McKee, I believe it was. And so Foster's going to get some of that yardage back, but not enough for the first down. And it'll get Charlie Cooper on the field to punt it away for Benedict here in first minute of this fourth quarter. Here from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Here in northeastern North Carolina, been fighting the effects of Tropical Storm Ophelia the last couple of days. High snap, but Cooper goes up and grabs it and gets the punt away. Not a very long kick, but it takes a good Benedict roll and will roll dead inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So Chowan will have to set up shop here in their first series in the fourth quarter from their own 19-yard line. Hawks in business next week here at home against Valdosta State. We invite everybody to come out. Hopefully, we can kick at 1 o'clock. We've had the two previous games at home, maybe 1 o'clock kicks. One was at 6:15. Today we had at 3. So hopefully a beautiful day here in Chowan territory next week, and we can kick it off at 1 o'clock as originally scheduled. See some new jerseys in along that front line here for Benedict, and several in the secondary as well. Key has gone all the way with the exception of one play at quarterback in this one. He looks to pass on first down. Rolls to his right, and he's going to have to run with it and splits a couple of defenders still on his feet and fumbles the football, and Benedict has it. Picking it up and making his way to the 30 is going to be Diego Addison. So Chowan has coughed it up again as McKee, trying to get to this first time marker, was hit from behind and fumbled the football. So another turnover for the Hawks. They've been their MO here in the early going this season. It's kind of been their own worst enemy. They've given up a block punt and an interception today that's led to some scoring here for Benedict, and now the Tigers have it at the Chowan 30-yard line. I tell you what, most of this game has been played on the east end of this field, and you can really tell it by the way this field is towards from about the 40 on in. So Foster is pretty much to take it over here at quarterback with the injury to Dennis. Like I said, I hope Dennis is going to be okay with that big hit from Quentin Perry. 1st and 10 from the 30 of Chowan. Long snap count by Foster, who'll look to pass. He heaves it, kind of a late flag. It's going to be intercepted. Kind of a wobbly pass. He was trying to go near side to Caden High, who comes up a little gimpy, and the interception belongs to Chowan's Nick Wilson. So Wilson gets it right back for Chowan on the interception. He tried to tiptoe the line on the near side to keep it in bounds, but couldn't do so. His momentum carried him out of bounds, so the Chowan offense quickly right back on the field. And it's the two teams swap turnovers. Okay, what's the big difference in this offense with Dennis in the lineup and Foster in the lineup at quarterback? Like I said, we hope Dennis is going to be all right. Get up 28-3. Maybe Coach Berry's not going to take any chances getting his start and single call a hurt here and give Foster a chance to get some work in. Chowan with the ball at their own 8-yard line. Here's the give on the left side. Good run here by Chowan out across the 15 to near the 17-yard line. On the carry for Chowan is going to be Romeo Felton, a sophomore from out of Akron, Ohio. And good burst of speed here for Felton. He nearly gets Chowan a first down. Ball's going to be placed on the 17. It'll be 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard run by Felton. And he's got it again, looking for some room, and he's got nowhere to go. He's covered up and smothered by John Hannibal. 6'2", 255 junior. Has been very good up front, has most of the defensive players on the front line of this defense for Benedict today. Delbert out of the lineup. Lobert Danellis, that is. He's out of the lineup currently. Also, Logan Miller appears to be out of the lineup. Here's a 3rd and 2. McKee looks to pass, getting pressured, rolls away from it, gets away from 2 defenders, now finally lets it go, trying to get it on the near side to a crossing Chowan Ariel Hills, a freshman. He couldn't get it to him, and pass is going to fall incomplete. We got an injured player here for Benedict right around the 3-yard line. Been a fairly clean game considering the conditions here from an injury standpoint. I'm anxious to see Caden High look like he kind of pulled up gimpy on that interception just a few moments ago. See if he gets back in the game for Benedict. He's a leading receiver. Looked like he came up a little gimpy as well as they attend to Broughton, I believe. Is it Jaden Broughton? Let's see. Some of his teammates trying to encourage him, help him get off the field here. I believe it is Broughton. He's starting to pick up the pace, jogging through the sidelines. Look like he's going to be okay. Those Benedict fans are watching and maybe concerned about one of their stars on that defensive front. Here's Patrick Talbot to kick it away. As Jordan Black is right around the midfield stripe to try to return it with 12-17 left to go in the barrel. And Benedict with a 28-3 lead. Here's a good snap to Talbot, and he'll get it away. Sailing kick that Black's going to let drop and get out of the way, and roll to the 43 of Chowan. Patrick had to get it off a lot quicker. It was a little bit of a low snap, but coming up front, boy, they have put some heat on, when I say they, the defensive front in this punt team for Benedict most of the day on Patrick Talbot. And here comes the Benedict offense back on the field with a 1st and 10 with 12:07 to go from their own 43-yard line. And it's Foster again, still in the quarterback. And coming in to work alongside him in the backfield is going to be DeAndre Duhart. We haven't seen him much in the second half. He got the start today and played most of the first half, but we haven't seen him much here in the second half. Foster's going to let Duhart hold it, and he looks for the place to go, and Chowan's going to close the doors on this left side. Their defense on this left side, and Duhart's going to go out of bounds, maybe after a yard. And coming across, making a stop for Chowan's going to be Trevion Mitchell, the sophomore defensive lineman, who's a good one here at Chowan. They'll give him a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Who do not have a very long trip back home as they go to Columbia, about a 5-hour ride here from Murfreesboro to the capital of South Carolina. Nice non-conference opponent for Chowan for both teams. If Chowan will play them again next year, not a bad trip for Chowan. Duhart's going to be a near first down working off the left side. And we got an injured Chowan player. Looks like it might be a cramp here for the Chowan player. He kind of went to the ground holding his leg like it was a cramp. So the medical staffs on both of these teams getting in some work here late in this game. Basketball just around the corner. Looking at the schedules last week. Heavy home schedule for Chowan in the month of February. I think it's only 4 or 5 home games here, I want to say through mid-January, late November through January. So not a busy schedule for the Chowan football teams. As Dwayne Smith is the end of Chowan player, and he hops up. He's okay. So he heads to the near sidelines. Correction, it's not Smith. It's Jay Sean Austin. I think he just had a young man from out of Portsmouth, just had a cramp. But Duhart's runs enough for the first down. The ball's placed at the 46-yard line of Chowan. Some Division I scores to pass along. Oregon all over Colorado, 35-0 at the half. Maryland leads Michigan State 21-3, Duke 27-0 over Connecticut at the half. Florida State wins in Clemson today in overtime, 31-24. Here's Duhart again running inside. He's tripped up, and he makes his way to near the 40-yard line. Boy, it just track's getting kind of tough right in the middle of this field and between the hash marks. Gain of 5 for Duhart. Looks like Benedict's just wanted to run some clock here. Starting to get some of their players banged up a little bit here of late. Starting to see some new guys in the lineup here. 2nd and 5 for Foster and company at the Chowan 41 for Benedict. And this is going to be Rhodes with the football, and he's going to be drilled down right at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by that Chowan defense led by Dwayne Smith. The sophomore defensive lineman from Brandywine, Maryland. Tell you what, I like what I see in Mitchell and Smith, a lot of young guys on this team getting the job done. Chowan also has Derek Badley in the game with it. Badley, you can see Badley coming out. He's got a newly wrap on his left foot, and he's had trouble just moving around. Chowan's going to take him out. They were insert extra defensive back. Kwan Mickens on his 3rd and 5 for the Benedict team in the Chowan defensive set. Man in motion going to his left. Let's see if they run it to the left. Most of the time when they put that man in motion to the left, Foster's going to roll to his left. Looking and firing. And a nice catch on the far side for the first down and more. Going to the turf and making the grab. I can't see the young man's number on the front side. He's got mud all over his jersey. And it appears to be, let's see, still having trouble seeing it. I think it was Cameron Daniels who made the catch. That's enough for the first down. Good throwing by Foster on the run to get the ball all the way to the 23-yard line of Chowan for the first down. Inside of 9 minutes left to go here in Murfreesboro. Benedict trying to add their first score to the second half, and they'll give it straight ahead to Duhart, who maybe gets a yard to the 22-yard line. Several Chowan tacklers underneath, led by Quentin Perry, the grad student, 6'3", 360. How would you like to spend your Saturday afternoon in front of him for 3 hours? At that size, 6'3", 360. Gain of yard for Duhart. And now they'll come back in the lineup with Rhodes at tailback. Foster gets him to the line of scrimmage. The backup quarterback here from Benedict. He's gone all the way here in the 4th quarter. Have taken over for injured Dennis in that 3rd period. And this is Rhodes with it again. Rhodes slips the tackle, makes a nice move to miss it. Would-be Chowan tackle. He gets inside the 15 near the 14-yard line. It's a good piece of running. They have a good stable of running backs through the Tigers. Not anybody that's excessively big. We've only seen Noah Scotland here today, or Zaire Scotland today, just 1 series, and that was 3 plays from the 4-yard line. And we got a timeout on play. Timeout, Chowan. I think the defense is a little bit winded, and Coach Paul Johnson just asking for a timeout just to kind of get his team a little bit of a breather here with 7:38 to go. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back to the final. 7:38. Chowan trails here at home, 28-3. Chowan getting a timeout defensively here as they look at trying to stop Benedict on 3rd and 1 at the Chowan 15-yard line with 7:38 to go. And the Hawks on the short end of a 28-3 score here at home this afternoon. Man in motion from out on the left, and they'll give it back the other way to Rhodes, and Rhodes spins for the first down to the 12-yard line. Good handoff inside. He ran a little misdirection to Rhodes back the other way and away from the man in motion, who was the big split in on the far side for Benedict, and that's Christopher Williams. When I say big, 6'4", 200. Young man from Gainesville, Florida. Played at Georgia Military. And was a teammate at Javon Gooch, who plays here at Chowan, the tight end. So Benedict converts on 3rd and short, and they'll have a first set of downs to the ball at the Chowan 13-yard line as we've just gone inside at 7 minutes to go in his 4th and final quarter here from Chowan. Here's Rhodes again, and he's got it to the 10. Boy, he's knocked down on the play. Coming up making a play for the Hawks, going to be Abdul Lee, the junior from out of Starkville, Mississippi. Transfer from Mississippi Valley State. A lot of transfers from Paul Johnson and his crew also this year from the Chowan roster. Of course, Chowan lost a lot of people via graduation, but lost a tremendous load of players by transfer. And we got a Chowan injured player, and that appears to be Derek Badley. The freshman out of Henrico has got that left ankle heavily taped. 6:20 showing on our Garrison Stadium scoreboard. Trying to go back to the D2 scoreboard as Badley limps his way to the sidelines here. Trying to catch up with some scores from Division II. Albany State in the third leads Savannah State 9-3. That's a SIAC matchup. Catawba trailing Tusculum 21-0. SAC matchup. Miles leads Clark Atlanta in the first quarter, 7-0. Virginia Union and Fayetteville State just underway up in Richmond. That is no score. North Greenwood Valdosta just underway as well, no score. Also Mississippi and West Alabama, no score. And here's a give to Rhodes, and he cannot get out of his own backfield. Great penetration coming from a Chowan defender and waiting for the young man to turn around. I can barely see his number. But one of the defensive front guys from Chowan with great penetration. That was Trayvon Mitchell again. Boy, has Mitchell been good today. This will be the 11th play in the drive for Benedict on a drive that started back at their own 43 after forcing a Chowan punt. Wholesale substitutions offensively now for Benedict. Works it from the Chowan 13-yard line on a 3rd and 10 with four receivers set with Rhodes and Foster making the backfield. Here's a man in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep. Foster can't go anywhere because Kirka's got him around the shoulder pads and slings him to the third. Jonah Coker, the junior defensive end from West Roxbury, Mississippi, on the stop of Foster as here comes the field goal unit on for the first time here today for Benedict. And Tom Piccarelli is perfect on the year, 5 for 5. The transfer from Mount Union University. Out of the hole, the punter, Charlie Cooper. 30-yard attempt off the right hash for Piccarelli. Snap, spot, kick from Piccarelli. It's on its way. Has it got enough? And it gets through. So a 30-yard field goal attempt is good by Piccarelli. Runs the score to 31-3 with 4:34 left. Back for the kickoff after a short timeout on Flow Sports. Well, Chowan has kept Benedict out of the end zone from a touchdown standpoint in the second half. They've just given up a 30-yard field goal to Tom Piccarelli. He's a perfect 6 for 6 on the season. He's a big weapon for this Benedict team. Here's the kick from Wynn that goes in the end zone. And so Chowan will start this series on their own 25-yard line. And Chowan offense getting ready to head back out, see if they can make some headway late in this game against one of the best defensive two teams in the country. He's got a lot of reserves on the field defensively now. And looks like Joseph Manley's going to take over at quarterback. The freshman quarterback, 6'1", 200-pounder from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Played at Frederick Douglass High School. He'll share the backfield here with Romeo Felton. It's 1st and 10 from the 25. Felton with the football, running up inside, got some running room. and finally tripped up near the 38-yard line. Thought he was going to get away from the would-be tackle on the near side, but slipping in, making the stop is going to be Jerron Washington, the junior defensive back from Fredericksburg, Virginia, for Benedict. The gain is 9 out to the 34-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Hawks. Manley rolling to his left, going to pass, and almost intercepted. Went right in the hands of the defender from Benedict, and I can't get his number, and it's looks like it's going to be Nolan Jones, who's not going to be happy with himself, the junior from Atlanta, Georgia. As Manley's first pass attempt hit him right between the 2 and 3 on his jersey, and he couldn't hold it. So let's see if Chowan can convert on his 3rd and 1 and keep this football going and keep the defense off the field here. And Felton's got the football looking for somewhere to go, and he's going to be pushed back. He had nowhere to go, and he ran right into the arms of Marcus Davis, the 270-pound defensive lineman from out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Played at St. Aug in his previous collegiate stint. So Chowan with a 4th and about 2 here is going to bring the punting unit on with 3:39 left. So Chowan might go for it here, but they'll bring the punting unit on. Let's see if they try to come up to Talbot here. Back deep, it appears to be Caden High. We worried about him possibly having some problems. He's going to catch it on the bounce at the 31-yard line. High is going to be pushed out of bounds on the far side by Chowan's Tyree Holloway down covering. Looks like High is going to be, that's a good thing for Benedict because he's the leading receiver. And we saw him in that after that interception by Nick Wilson. Saw him kind of limp off like he might have pulled a hamstring or something, but he looked pretty good on that return. He caught it on the bounce and tried to make something with it, do something with it. And Benedict with 3:08 to get off the clock leads at 31-3, and they have the football on their own 32-yard line. We'll be with you next week, hopefully at 1 o'clock for the kickoff between Valdosta and Chowan here. 2nd of 3 consecutive home games for Chowan, followed by North Greenwood the following week. Foster still in at quarterback. Let's see who's in. A lot of fresh jerseys on that offensive line now for Benedict for his final 3:08. And this is Rhodes looking for some running room. Skips away from 2 tacklers. Cuts it up inside. Still on his feet. Man, this guy is quick. Finally, it's going to be making the stop for Chowan. It's going to be Dwayne Smith, I believe. Gain is to the Chowan side of the 50 to the 49, so a gain of 9 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 1 now for the Tigers. Just trying to race this clock here of the Tigers and get to the locker room, get cleaned up, and head back to Columbia with their 4th win of the season. Once again, it's Rhodes, and Rhodes has a first down and not much more, but he still pushes the pile inside the 45 near the 44. We were talking here during the timeout, this messy field conditions and certainly a slow track here maybe has hindered, not to take it away from Chowan's effort here today, but might have has hindered Benedict, especially running the football. Boy, their backs really, really quick. Rhodes, you look at Tuhart. We didn't see much of Scotland. Man, their backs are really quick. Jalen Taylor, he's made a couple of nice runs today. Their backs are really, really quick. 1st and 10 with the ball at the 44 of Chowan for Benedict with 1:45 left to go here in the barrel. And Rhodes has got it again, and he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Kamari Carey make the big hit on Rhodes. Rhodes not very big in stature, 5'8" at 150, but that sophomore has some quicks about it. But like I said, it's would like seeing what they would have done here. Benedict on a dry surface here. So I think it's hindered their opportunities here. They've taken advantage of some Chowan miscues and lead at 31-3 with 65 seconds left to go. Rhodes getting it again. And Rhodes trying to turn back, nearly slips and falls, and maybe gets a couple yards, and that's it. Host of Blues jersey is going to get it to the turf. Leading charge for Chowan is going to be Abdul Lee, and we might have time for one more play. And I think if you're Coach Berry, I think he'd just take a knee and run this clock out of here. Well, think about it. We've had been a real quick game. I mean, we started at 3 o'clock today. We just hit the 5:33 mark of the afternoon.